Please welcome to the stage Tony Furtado.
Got my evening routine running. I fly through the wires, my electrons are humming. And I'm shaping and shifting from circuit to shadow. See what you're dreaming, soul is my window. And I can't use things you own. I don't want your flesh and bone. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. My vision is X-ray, my body's electric. I see what I'm needing, your soul is magnetic. And I move through your memories, owning your history. I'm locked on and spinning, you got no way to stop me. And I can't use things you own. I don't want your flesh and bone. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. I can't use things you own. I don't want your flesh and bone. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. standing with your mother's old shoes and her name. Leaves and things are scattered, and no one knows your pain. Like a whisper in the morning, I watch you fade away. All your golden, broken moments, they can't make me stay. They can't make me stay. Spinning past your shadow, I'm lost in wasting days. I rush the open window and fly me from this place. For the last time, all these white lines, I watch them as they fade. All your golden, broken moments, they can't make me stay. They can't make me stay. Like a whisper in the morning, I watch you fade away. All your golden, broken moments, they can't make me stay. They can't make me stay. Hey. Well, thank you so much, and a big hand for Tim Jones for starting off the night. What a pleasure it is to be in Frankfurt. I've never been here. I can't say that very often, you know? I'm getting older, so I've been a lot of places, and this is one of the ones I haven't been to, and thank you. Well, I started off with a song that I wrote that I call it "Give Me Your Soul." And when I wrote it, I was intending to have a song that was about being possessed by artificial intelligence, like our phones and our computers, right? Like we are. And I quickly realized I'd just written a song about my ex-manager. It's a true story. I followed that with a song that I wrote a while back that's the title track from my album called Golden. Sounds like a pretty happy song, but it's you know, it's not. It's just a pretty kind of sad song about a long distance relationship gone bad. And as you can see, I've got the banjo in my hand. I started my career as a banjo player long time ago, last century, and I recorded my first few albums for Rounder Records. Using just the banjo. Other people would play with me and stuff, and that was cool. I had other people sing on the albums and stuff, and more about that later. But I put it kind of on the back burner for a little while I percolated with some songwriting and some slide guitar playing and other things. A banjo was always there, but it took enough of a nudge from fans and friends and family members to create a new banjo album, which I did recently. Took the pandemic to really make it happen, though. So I would squirrel myself away in the basement and put my parts down and send them around the country for other people to put their parts down and send them back to me. It was like musical ping pong until I had what felt like an album. So I call it Decembering. This is the first track from it. And this tune is named after my my house up in over in Portland, Oregon. Holy moly! All right, Portland, woohoo, representing. So we've got this giant. We live in the Alberta Arts District. Where you hooting for? Southeast. All right, love it. Southwest is cool too. Yeah. All right, all the quadrants. So us being up in Northeast. We have this giant walnut tree right outside our living room window. Stands like this. It's huge and proud and has tons, like 1,000 squirrels that live in it, I swear. And they're always chomping on the walnuts, even when they're out of season, I think. It seems like we're always cleaning up the walnut shells. So we feel like we're the tenants and they're the landlords. So we call our place Squirrelville, and that's Squirrelville is what this tune is called. And this would be my other banjo. It's a bigger banjo. It's got a deeper voice. My old bass player used to call this the Manjo. He was from Wyoming. So I'm going to play for you the title track from my album called The Bell, which I put out back around 2015. And it marked a time when I needed to go completely independent. So that meant shedding management, publishing, label, and started my own record label. I call it You Say Furtado Records. True. And this song kind of vaguely talks about what I was going through at the time, so I don't get sued. Vaguely. Anyway, this is called The Broken Bell. Tolling lows cracked my shell. Don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. A broken bell, a broken bell. Don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. Shadows rise and they hear the call. Shine the light and you watch them fall. You watch them fall with the coming day. Shine the light and they fade away. Well, I let you in to see inside. You will never change my mind. You will never change my mind. Cut your lies with a rusty tongue, and you built your house with the deed you done. The deed you done got a ringing sound. Deed you done gonna tear you down. Well, I let you in to see inside. You will never change my mind. You will never change my mind. For the one, copper and tin for a shiny skin. A shiny skin, shimmering new, copper and tin to ring it true. Tolling low has cracked my shell. Don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. A broken bell, a broken bell. Don't waste your hammer on a broken bell. Well, I let you in to see inside. You will never change my mind. You will never change my mind. give my fingers a little bit of a break here. I'm going to do another song from that album called The Bell. This is, at the time that I was writing for that album, I lost my father. My father passed away, and I found myself doing what most other songwriters do when you go through a major life event like that. You sit down and write some songs and hope to get some catharsis or some understanding or just a good song. At the time, I had an epiphany about my pop. His name was Bill Furtado. He was the reason, in a roundabout way, that I actually started playing music in the first place. He wasn't a musician at all. He didn't sing. He didn't play any instruments. He didn't write songs. He used to call himself monotone and tone deaf and such things. And I didn't believe him. He had this really rich, deep voice that I just wanted to hear him sing. Never got to hear him sing. He used his voice for something else, though, really well. He was an excellent salesman. He sold flooring supplies. I mean, he could have sold anything, really, but that's what he ended up selling, a whole bunch of. People loved to talk to Bill Furtado. He had the gift of gab, and he was very charismatic, and he loved to talk to people about what they wanted to talk to. He could have been a politician, I think. He was just a really generous, genuine guy. We bonded on something else, though. He taught me how to make those balsa wood airplanes, where you make the frame out of the balsa wood, and then you put the tissue paper on there, and you stretch it with that noxious paper dope stuff, and something a 10-year-old boy probably shouldn't be messing with, but I did. Made a bunch of those planes. And around about 6th grade, we were instructed to make a musical instrument out of household items and do a report on that musical instrument. And I got to thinking, I'll take a pie tin, put some of that paper on it, put a stick on it, rubber bands for frets, nylon fishing string. And see, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. There weren't too many banjos around in 1979, 1980. But I knew what a banjo was because I used to go over to Grandma and Grandpa's house over in Livermore, and they were country folks, and it seemed like they were always watching the Hee-Haw or the Beverly Hillbillies. So I knew what a banjo was. And so I did the report on the banjo, found out it came from Africa, had this really rich history of being involved in a lot of different types of music, and I just fell in love with the instrument, and I begged my parents for a real banjo. Got a real banjo on my 12th birthday. I practiced, and I practiced, and I practiced some more, and here I stand before you playing music for a living, so. I always send this out to the spirit of my pop, whatever it may be doing, selling flooring supplies in the great beyond. This is called Ashes of a Man. Here I go again, I'm sifting through ashes of what you were, man that I knew, strong as the earth with a gentleman's curse. You're left like the wind disappears in the night, with no one to save, nothing to fight. They say I've got your eyes in the way of your hands. All that remains are the ashes of a man. The pieces of you, they just wouldn't burn when we said goodbye. Sound of your voice, like the fire in your heart and the love in your eye. You left like the wind disappears in the night, with no one to save and nothing to fight. They say I've got your eyes in the way of your hands. All that remains are the ashes of a man. left like the wind disappears in the night, with no one to save and nothing to fight. They say I've got your eyes in the way of your hands. All that remains are the ashes of a man. They say I've got your eyes in the way of your hands. All that remains, all that remains, all that remains are the ashes of a man. Thank you. I'll do an old folk song right now. I learned this one a number of years ago for a gig that I played with my buddy Scott Law out in Portland once. We were asked to do a set of Jerry Garcia music as a kind of a tribute set. And I did not grow up listening to the Grateful Dead like Scott did, so he made me a little short list of songs to check out, see what one fit, which ones fit. And when I heard this one, it sounded super familiar to me for some reason. Just felt like I knew it already. Turns out it's an old Scottish folk song, like hundreds of years old in its origin. Now it's a different thing, but it was called, what was it called? It was called The Bonnie Lass of Fyvie, I believe. I had an old Scottish gentleman come up to me once at a gig I played in the UK, and he had scrawled out all the lyrics that his granny used to sing to him when he was a little boy, and I still have that somewhere, but a lot of it I couldn't even understand. Not because it was written badly, but it mixed a little bit of Scottish in there too, so I thought that was really interesting. Anyway, we now know this song as Pretty Peggy-O. As we rode out to Venerio, as we rode out to Venerio, Captain fell in love with a lady like a dove, and he called her by her name, Pretty Peggy-O. Will you marry me, Pretty Peggy-O? Will you marry me, Pretty Peggy-O? If you would marry me, set your city free, and free all the people in the area. Well, I'd marry you, sweet William Moore, and I'd marry you, sweet William Moore. I would marry you, but your guineas are too few. I fear my mama would be angry, oh. What would your mama think, Pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama think, Pretty Peggy-O? What would your mama think? She heard my guineas clink. saw me marching at the head of my soldiers. Oh, if ever I return, pretty Peggy, oh, if ever I return, pretty Peggy, oh, if ever I return, your city I will burn and destroy all the people in the area. Stepping down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Come stepping down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Come stepping down the stairs, let down your yellow hair and bid your last farewell to William, oh. Sweet William is dead, pretty Peggy, oh. Sweet William, he is dead, pretty Peggy, oh. Sweet William, he's dead. He died for a May, and he lies in the Louisiana country, oh. As we rode out Venerio, as we rode out Venerio, a captain fell in love with a lady like a dove, and he called her by name, pretty Peggy, oh. Thank you. Well, let's see if I remember this one. This is one I wrote a while back when I heard the story about the Sago mine disaster in West Virginia, where 13 coal miners went down in a mine, and only one of them survived. The way I saw it, the 13th guy survived. He was lucky number 13. Call this 13 Below. Shadows rolling cold into the ground, ancient hills hold the only jobs around. Lightning rattled bones and shattered stone. When the air cleared, there were 13 left alone. 13 down in West Virginia, oh. The 13 was a lucky man, 12 lost below. Echoes of the lonely sinner's prayer, trembling hands tending letters of farewell. hours. One by one, 'twas souls to sleep. Endless day. Only one whose heart still beat. Ringing a distant word from rescue crews. Families gathered, so hungry for good news. Waiting, wringing hands and hopes in vain. Then the company spilling words like burning rain. 13 down to West Virginia. Oh, 13 was a lucky man, 12 lost below. 13 down to West Virginia. Oh, 13 was a lucky man, 12 lost below. 13 down to West Virginia. Oh, 13 was a lucky man, 12 lost below. 12 lost below. Thank you. You guys are so polite and nice. No chicken wire necessary on this stage. I had a request for this one last night, so I'm going to do it tonight. Just kidding. That would be kind of mean. I did get the request, and I did play it last night. But it made me want to do it tonight too. So I worked this tune out years and years ago. I was at a DMV, like we all have to go. Well, almost all of us have to go to the DMV, right? And so I remember I was in my early 20s. This was in the 80s, and I remember I got my little ticket, and I went out to my car, and I must have had a long time to sit there because I worked out this whole Beatles tune on the banjo. I just had some time to kill. So I worked it out, and back then I was friendly with Alison Krauss. Not that we're not friendly anymore. I just never see her because she's so superstar famous. But back then we would cross paths quite a bit in the bluegrass circuit. And I remember one time when she was out in California, we were hanging out, and I told her, hey, I'm going to, that I Will song, I'm going to record that as a banjo solo piece. She said, well, you ought to get me to sing it on your album. Okay, just twist my arm. So we did it. I recorded the music for it in San Francisco, where I was at the time, and brought the tape, because we recorded on tape back then, brought the tape to Nashville, where she had just moved to, and I brought a buddy of mine who was a really great singer. He did the harmony singing, and she did the lead, and they worked it out together, and I sat there like I was supposed to be the producer of that. I just kept going, yep, sounds good. Yep, sounds good. So I was the yes man for the producer session of that one. Brought it back. We released it on my album that I called Within Reach, probably about 1991. And since Allison and I were on the same record label at the time, she, a couple years later, decided to put out a compilation album. A compilation album is like a collage of different things, right? You take from different albums that were already released. So they were taking songs that she sang on other people's albums, including a song that she sang posthumously with Keith Whitley, who had passed away not too long before that. And so when they released that album, boy, did that album sell a lot more than my banjo album. It was really awesome to be part of it. The tune we did together was called I Will, and so I'm going to play you that instrumentally right now, and I'll follow that with one of my pieces. Oh, and a little side note, this was kind of funny. I've got lots of Spotify followers because of this tune, which my son sees from time to time. And my son is about 11 years old, and he's a huge Beatles fan. And one day we were listening to the Beatles channel on Sirius Satellite. And I looked down, and up comes the track. It said, Alison Krauss, Tony Furtado playing I Will. And my son looked at the screen, and he flipped out. He's like, Dad. All of a sudden, I was cool again. For just a minute. It was great. Thank you. Oh, standard tuning. Hang on. Here it comes. It's like a Rubik's Cube for me. Such a weird tuning. So I'm going to do this one. This is a song that I wrote as part of a songwriters group. It's an online challenge group kind of thing. You get tossed a prompt every week. This group, you get a prompt every Sunday, and you'd have to write, record, and upload your song by the Thursday, and to show the other songwriters what you did with the prompt. And I thought it was cool. It was enough of a nudge every week to write a song until you burn out, which is usually a few weeks into it. But I just loved it. So this one particular week, we got the title Dying Language. And my MO was to write as quick as I could, not think about it too much, and hope to access something deeper. And so this time, I wrote my song, the dust settled. A couple days later, I listened back, I realized I'd written a song about hating hate speech and liking to think of hate speech as a dying language. It's not yet, but we like to dream, right? Woo! Here you go. This is called Dying Language. Sharpen words to draw the line. I got no place for your world in mine. And cold and tolerant bricks in the wall, shades of gray inside us all. So don't you speak to me, don't you speak to me. I can't take your twisted words of hate. Don't you speak to me, let your dying language fade away. Old man, tell me what's that you said, and why is your nose stuck in their bed? We're born to this world alone and wed. Nobody knows which way we'll set. Don't you speak to me, don't you speak to me. I can't take your twisted words of hate. Don't you speak to me, let your dying language fade away. Fade away. Fade away. Razor tongues fall double sharp. It's warm red blood from every heart. And perfect broken spokes in a wheel. All of us different, all of us real. Don't you speak to me, don't you speak to me. I can't take your twisted words of hate. Don't you speak to me, let your dying language fade away. Don't you speak to me, don't you speak to me. I can't take your twisted words of hate. Don't you speak to me, let your dying language fade away. fade away, fade away, fade away. Thank you. Back to the cello banjo. It's a cool one. Oh, there was another song I wanted to do, but I need to look at the lyrics, and I don't have them up here, so. I'll do this other one. I got a few others. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do a little medley. Go from one of my newer tunes that I call Greenheart, that's on Decembering, and then I'll morph into an old work song called Bet on the White Horse. Never done that before with these two. Let's see what happens. Molly's gone. Oh, bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Yeah, bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Way out in California, where the timber grows so tall, you could have won you lot of money on that noble stew ball. Oh, bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Yeah, bet on the white horse, that she gave me. Away, young man, don't rap no more. Oh, bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Yeah, bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. It was a big day down in Jackson. Don't you wish that you were there? You could have won you a lot of money on that noble gray mare. Oh, bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. You bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. Bet on the white horse, Molly's gone. How you guys doing? Hanging in there all right? I definitely got a few more planned here. I'm going to keep it in this tuning and do a happy song because I got one. I got one loaded up here. One of my very few. Actually, one time I announced it as a happy song, and a lady came up to me afterwards. She goes, "You call that a happy song?" My version of a happy song. It's a hopeful song. I wrote this actually when I was living in L.A. for a minute, which is where I met Tim, by the way. We go way back to our L.A. days. I didn't really last long in L.A. It wasn't my scene, but I found that whenever I'd get off the road, I'd hole up in my little apartment, drink way too much, read a lot of Charles Bukowski, and write really depressing songs. That's what I did. And then this song came popping out, and I was like, oh, things are all right. Okay. It's kind of a long-distance love song, basically. And it's got a good ending. We've got a 12-year-old boy now, so it all worked out. There we go. I think that's the right key. It's called I Wait for This. There was once a man who loved, so reckless and complete, and he lost everything. He lost everything. Life alone was a drought, thirsty for love, bathed in doubt. And I'd pray for rain, I'd pray for rain. In time providence was kind, brought you here by my side. Just a touch of your skin can bring me back to life life again. I wait for this. I wait for this. There are times you slip away, like the sun behind a sky of gray, and I wait for you. I wait for you. And when the things we say collide, and there's no place for the fear to hide, we wait till it goes. We wait till it goes. In time, Providence was kind, brought you here by my side. Just a touch of your skin can bring me back to life again. I wait for this. I wait for this. Thank you. So I go to Mackinac Island. Nah, you don't say Mackinac, right? You say Mackinac. Mackinac. I learned that on this tour. I felt like a knucklehead. I said, Tony, you don't say Mackinac. You said Mackinac. So I go there tomorrow for a show. Daytime thing. And then I fly back home to Portland. I've been out for a few gigs. I started in Ohio, played in Columbus, down in Cincinnati, and then up last night in Ann Arbor, and that was fun. And here for you folks, then to Mackinac, then back home. Then I'm back out in the Midwest next month, but further west, over like Chicago and down kind of thing. But I sure would love to come back here again. Sure is nice here. Right now I'm going to do something that's I'm going to send out to one of my heroes, and I can call him a friend too. We lost him a couple years ago. Maybe it was just a year and some change ago. Mr. David Lindley. You guys remember David Lindley? He was an incredible musician. And if you know who David Lindley was, or if you don't know that you've heard his notes, you probably have. If you ever heard of Jackson Browne, you probably heard David Lindley. He also did some playing with Ry Cooder and Bonnie Raitt, and I mean just tons of folks, because he was so good and such a wacko in a good way. I remember the first time I got to open for him. I came upstairs after I played, and he just looked at me and goes, "I like you, man. You take chances." Can I use that, please? But he was very generous with his time. He would chat with anyone about music and about guitars or bows and arrows and stuff. And polyester. He liked polyester. But thing about him was I took a lot of the way that I play guitar from listening to him, even though he played a guitar like this. For his style of slide. But early in his career, he played a lot of banjo. Not a lot of people know that. He was the 5-time running Topanga Canyon banjo champion or something in California. But when I heard him playing the slide and heard him finger picking, it did something to me and made me kind of realign my cells in my right hand. And so I'll do a couple of things that were influenced by him, and send this out to his spirit. Raleigh and Spencer are burning down. There ain't no liquor in town. There ain't no liquor in town. What you gonna do to wet those lips when this whole darn world's gone dry? The whole darn world's gone dry. I've been all around this whole wide world. I've been down to Memphis, Tennessee. I've been down to Memphis, Tennessee. And I've played cards with the king and the queen. I shot them dice with old Jesse James. Shot them dice with old Jesse James. I can eat more chicken than any one girl can fry. I can tell more low-down lies. I can tell more low-down lies. And I'll tell more lies than the stars in the sky. I'll never get to heaven when I die. Yeah, I'll never get to heaven when I die. on my shoes for a bottle of booze. I'll drink it, I'd lay down and die. Oh, I'll drink it, I'd lay down and die. You can stomp down the flowers that grow around my grave, but they'll rise and bloom again. Oh, they'll rise and bloom again. Oh, Roddy and Spencer are burning down. Lord, there ain't no liquor in town. Yeah, there ain't no liquor in town. Yeah, there ain't no liquor in town. Oh, there ain't no liquor in town. Hey, thank you so much. I'm going to do one more song for you. I want to thank Tim and Katie, all the fine folks here at the Garden Theater, and I want y'all to please, if you get a chance, come on back. It's on my email list. I'll put it out. I did put it out, and I got some ceramic stuff back there. You may be going, what the heck is this ceramic stuff doing here? Well, I'm a sculptor when I have time. When I'm off the road, I do ceramic sculpture. So those are the things. I think most of what I brought already has been scooped up, but there's some tiles left, and there's a meerkat, lonely little meerkat, standing tall and proud and waiting for a new home. So will you guys sing along with me on this one, please? Okay. I'll teach you the words, okay? It goes like this. Well, I ain't got no home. I ain't got no home, I'm just a rolling mound, just a wandering worker, I go from town to town. The police make it hard for me, wherever I may go, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. That's the forest for tonight. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road, the hot and dusty road, where a million feet have trod. A rich man took my home and he took it from my door, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I ain't got no home, I'm just a rolling stone, just a wandering wanderer, I go from town to town. The police make it hard for me wherever I may go, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. It's a nice try, but I ain't got no home, I'm just a rolling round. I ain't got no home, I'm just a rolling round. Just a wandering worker, I go from town to town. Just a wandering worker, I go from town to town. The police make it hard for me wherever I may go. The police make it hard for me wherever I may go. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Here we go, let's do it. I ain't got no home, I'm just a wandering worker. Just a wandering worker, I go from town to town. Always make it hard. Always make it hard wherever I may go. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I was born on the ship and those I was born my cross. I lay into the bank store, I wiped it down and died upon the cabin floor. working and he's poor. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I ain't got no home, I'm just a wandering worker. I go from town to town. Police thinking about me wherever I may go. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road, the hot and dusty road where nothing can control. A rich man took my home and he put it on my door, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I ain't got no home, I'm just a wandering town, just a wandering worker. I go from town to town. Police thinking about me wherever I may go, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Time it's latitude. I ain't got no home, I'm just a wandering town, just a wandering worker. I go from town to town. The police thinking about me wherever I may go, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.